back. Welcome to the channel, guys. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. Today I'm doing another video on 2024 Cadillac Lyriq. The reason I held off on this for some time now is because I wanted to go through the car. It's coming up on 3 months of ownership to see how it is, and then do a review of things that I think are positives and the things that are cons. So today the video is going to be about cons and pros for the Lyriq 2024. Again, I'm not going to talk about, for example, the drivability of it and so forth, or features. It's more of like overall general things that can be improved, which might be related to technology, might not be related to technology. So let's get in the car and I will go through and show you and talk through each one of them. Okay. So let's go ahead and start with 5 cons first, because I want to end the video on a positive note. Some of these cons might not be super huge, but at least from driving, those are my cons that I believe at normal driving every day to get annoyed by. So very first thing, as soon as you put the car in reverse, you notice your lines are there, right? And obviously garage is dirty and so forth. There's a red, obviously you're too close. Even in the red distance when I'm parking inside and there's a tool chest there, it tells me like I'm bumping into a tool chest, but I'm not. I'm still about good 6 to 8 inches away. And then I'll put the car in drive and camera would exit, and then I would go back into reverse, and somehow the software now will accurately show me the distance is truly 6 inches. So somehow, I don't know if the camera is not delaying it on the screen or there's a delay on the screen, but it's not correctly calculating the distance of any items behind the bumper this line below. Yes, I know you can zoom in, and this is like a hitch zoom, but still it's not 100% accurate the first time around. It needs to improve, so it is accurate the first time around. Also, what I've noticed is as I put the car in reverse, I have the mirrors dipping set, right? So the car's in reverse right now, and you can see my mirrors are not dipped at all. For some reason, whenever I put the car in reverse, the mirrors dip, and I'm reversing the car into garage, and about after 10 or 15 seconds, if it's a tight squeeze or whatever, the mirrors roll back up. So something that needs to be addressed is, okay, when the camera is in reverse, the car is reversing, keep the mirrors dipped, not move them back up and forth. Con number 2, something that I have still trying to get adjusted to is this screen, for example. So this is a gauge cluster, right? So you have your screen 1, you have your middle screen, you have your entertainment screen, right? And for some reason, regardless of how I sit, I just cannot get a really good setting where I can see the information screen, the instrument cluster, the infotainment, the screen on the left, have nice visibility out my mirrors on both sides, and have a good seating position. So for some reason, either the seating gets too low, right, with setting it too low, or it gets too high, you lose the visibility, or you lose the visibility outside. Usually I haven't had a hard time setting a good setting on the seat. Maybe first week or so you get used to it and it's good to go, but for some reason I cannot get it 100% visibility sitting eye level, having the same set of, okay, I can look out, do everything. So that's one of the things. I don't know if the seat positioning is that, and then obviously the window is too low, so these come up too much. So that's one of the things. Number 3, it might be a small pet peeve, but what I don't like is the options within the instrument cluster, right? So obviously if I go to map and I'm watching directions, I can get the map pulled in here, pop-up directions that you'll see here. Right now it's entertainment showing. You can change the whole map to show up here as a heads-up display, which is fine, which is great. I like that feature actually. But there should be more customizable options to what you want to see on the left-hand side and on the right-hand side, not just 1 or 2 that give you, like, you can have energy efficiencies, you can have the drive, like how many kilowatts per hour and so forth, average. I think they should give you a little bit more option of customizing the screen. Yes, I know you can change this to, for example, the energy, you can change this to map, you can change this to like clean, assist, and all that. But even just within the regular gauge, I think they should have option where I can, without going into my sport mode, I can have sport cluster here, right? Or eco cluster and so forth. So some things to look into. Number 4 that I thought is something I noticed while driving in the rain. Like if you're driving on a pavement and the road is paved with lines which are vertical or parallel to the road itself, like the bridges or construction going on, I feel like the car is not 100% gripped on the road. Like I see it floating and it slides. I don't know if it's the tires they use, because these are the electric car energy self-healing tires, or just the tire quality or the air pressure. But that's something I noticed from the stability, from traction standpoint, that as soon as I go over, whether it's dry, whether it's wet, and the road is cut open like bridges or construction going on, I lose the grip and the feel on the steering wheel. Like I feel it's like floating and sliding so much. Last con that I have is the build quality. So if I turn the camera around, you can see, like for here, for example, the lines go up here and you can see it's over there pretty accurately, you know. There might be a gap issue, but it's pretty good. But if I go on the other side, as you can see, the build quality right there, it's off, right? And that happens to be the same if I go outside on the panel gaps or these plastics that's on the side of the car. Like I had to push them in. Like, come on. You're charging at least $62,000 for a car. Quality should be there. Yes, seats are really comfortable. Material goods, pretty good here. Screen is good. But the trims, the edges should line up. All your plastics on the outside or inside should be 100%, not like they're about to fall off. So I think quality needs to improve. And then same thing with quality. I don't know what Cadillac did. This thing, I'm sorry, Cadillac, this is absolute junk. You know, this is, maybe you can put it on a $25,000 Chevy entry level, but I think even Chevy probably has a better one. Like this, I know you're trying to go with this chrome silver look, but you can do better. Cadillac is a premium GM brand. It's not entry level brand. So this needs to be improved. The look of it, the feel of it, it looks very cheap. Okay, let's go on the positive side. Let's talk about the pros of the car. Very first thing, one thing I truly like is if I go in energy mode. So one of the things that I really notice, any of these modes, you can go into gauges, energy, map, assist, clean, whatever. You see these two bars down here, right? So if I step on a gas, on the top, I'll see like orange going all the way into red. That's how much energy I'm consuming when I'm stepping on the gas pedal. Basically, like if it's a gas car, it will be like how much gas I'm burning, right? So like, do I go down to 0 miles per gallon and so forth? Same thing with energy, how much energy I'm using. But as soon as you step off the gas, the bottom bar shows you energy in reverse, which it's just not the bar itself, but it also tells you like, okay, you're using 25, 30, 100 kilowatts per hour, right? Like right now it's showing 1. And if I'm going in a recharge mode or downhill or I'm coasting along, then I'll see a green or negative, which is how much is being regenerated in. So I think truly I admire that for Cadillac for doing this, because I've not seen it in other electric cars. Maybe the new softwares in the competitors have started showing that. So yeah, same thing here. So see, like here, this is the assist, and here everything where my finger is to the right will be if I'm stepping on my accelerator or my gas pedal, and if I'm coasting or I'm getting regeneration done, this will show up in the green. Excuse me. And it will give you the numbers as well, from 1 to like 100 in green, and then 1 to 350 or 400 in red. Okay, pro number 2 is if the car is in drive, like it right now is in drive, obviously certain things go away, you cannot touch the control. But one of the things I truly like is I'm not able to open the trunk, and I'm not able to close the trunk unless I put the car in park. From inside. From outside, yes, which is nice, because if you have kids or family members or anyone significant around, you don't want to slam something on them if the car is in drive, accidentally closing on them or opening and hitting the rear latch on at them. So I think that's a cool thing that they did for safety wise. I have not seen a setting in here to turn it on or off. So that's how it was standard. I did not do anything in settings to make that change. Pro number 3, what I truly like about the space in this car. So I'm going to get out for a second so you guys can see. So I'm about 6 feet As you can see, this is enough space in here. Yes, sorry, car is dirty, but if I were to go back in the back seat, I'm gonna get in and you'll notice, like, I still have good 2 to 3 inches, and my legs don't hit this, and I have enough space up front. So, and then also, it's enough space this way to put at least 3 adults without a problem. Yes, the middle one, but usually the middle ones are much smaller, but this, it is very spacious for a car, sports cross or entry level, in this space, SUV space. I think it's very spacious for that size. And trunk, you've seen my other video, I'll link it, I'll put it up here. You can see it. I talk about the space and how much cargo space there is. Number 4, honestly speaking, I love the Google integration built in. Yes, the car comes with, for example, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, but having the Google Assistant, having the Google Maps, the Play Store, all the apps you can get for the car, I think it's amazing integration. I don't need to connect my phone all the time. I don't need to have Android Auto or wireless Apple CarPlay running, whether it's wire or wireless. I can hit the map. It's logged into my Google account. I can have a user, guest user use it, and they can use the car no problem. Built-in all features can be utilized. So having that feature, I think it's super helpful. Hey Google, you will see it'll start, and I can tell it to what to do, like change my music. Same thing, like if you hook it up to, for example, like Waze, I have it here, Google News, Spotify, and then all the apps, the YouTube Music. That I think Google needs to improve on. I don't like the YouTube Music how it's used in here, but Spotify and everything else works no problem. At the same time, what I truly like as well from here is you can change all these things in settings, but the number 5 is the screen itself. I think it's amazing how they have done and how they've divided into 3 different ways. You have your infotainment, you have your instrument cluster, and then you have your gauges. And all 3 work simultaneously. Yes, they can improve, but having a 33-inch screen and having different layouts is super. Yes, they can improve on it, but the screen quality is super crisp and super nice. So here you go. Those were 5 cons, 5 pros that I have dealt with for over 2.5 months now of owning this car. So I wanted to check with you guys, pass on my information. Tell me how you guys think. If you have any comments, please leave them down below. Thank you guys for watching and subscribing.